Boy. Okay, so as we're going through this, this is going to be coming in for marks. I will put the due date up shortly. It's not tomorrow. If you recall, on the very first day of class, I said I would never do that. Okay? And that the shortest turnaround time ever would be 2 school days. So I'm like kind of feeling like this might be due Thursday or even Monday. Okay, that's what I'm feeling right now. I got to check the calendar, but you're going to have some time. Okay, I'm not that guy who gives you 4 hours worth of work and says you're doing it for tomorrow. That's not me. Okay. All right. So for this thing here, the marks are written on there in brackets. Okay, to give you an idea of how much work is involved in each question. The point values are in brackets for each question. Okay, so just kind of be on the lookout for those. Should give you some idea. Okay, now what I want you to do is not to overthink any questions. So for question number 1, don't overthink it. Okay, it is a very simple question. In fact, this question isn't even really about your ability to do vector addition. All right, I'm testing kind of 2 things with this question. Do you remember how to draw a vector diagram? Okay, and these 2 vectors both point the same way. We have a word for that, it's called collinear. Okay, they both point the same way. Draw the vector diagram. Okay, tell me what they add up to. But the real trick on question number 1, significant digits. Okay, it's something you need to watch. Okay, on this question, there is a significant digit trick, and that's one of the things I'm testing with that question. Okay, question number 2 often throws people because it's forces and ropes, and they kind of get confused because of the way it's set up. Okay, yes, in this question, a box is being pulled in 2 different directions. It's being pulled to the west, and it's being pulled south. All right, it's being pulled like this, but I don't usually draw vector diagrams tail to tail. Just saying. Something to think about when you do this question. Yes, this is what's happening, but if I draw it this way, it tells me the box is going a different direction than it would really go if I was pulling it west and south. Okay, so make sure, again, this question is also testing, can you draw a proper vector diagram? How do we normally connect 2 or more vectors? Okay, that's really what that question is testing. Okay, so don't draw it like that. Spoiler alert, that's wrong. Okay, all right. Question number 3. Okay, got just a simple vector addition question there. Okay, we've got 2 vectors, very much like you would get on a unit exam. That's that type of question. Okay, one that's horizontal, one that's angled. Right. So you guys know how to do that. Okay. Number 4. Number 4 is just asking you to find the x and y components. It's giving you 1 vector and asking you to find out x and y. Now, the trick to this one is direction. The question says that the angle is above the negative side of the x-axis. Okay, make sure that your answer reflects those directions. And you shouldn't be extrapolating to other types of directions. Okay, this is an XY plot. Okay, this question takes place on an XY plot where this is positive Y, this is positive X, this is negative Y, this is negative X. Okay, that's where this vector should get drawn. Right, on an XY plot like that. Question number 5, we got an ocean liner that leaves New York City and travels 18 degrees north of east for 155 kilometers. How far east and how far north has it gone? Very similar to question number 4. It's asking you for the x and y components. But this question has compass directions. Make sure your answer does. Okay, question number 6, sailboat question. Okay, this is saying, here's 2 vectors. Add them. Okay, draw them the way we drew them in class. Find the resultants displacements, okay, relative to due east. It also says, hey, you've got to draw that final triangle relative to due east. That's going to be north of east or south of east, whichever way it went. It wants the angle measured from east. Okay. Number 7, 3 vectors. So it's time consuming. What I'm testing with this question is, can you keep track of everything? Okay. Obviously, I wouldn't give you one that would take this long on a test. but this is me seeing how well you keep track of all the x's and all the y's. Okay. Number 8 is a two-part question. Okay, it's telling you that this pilot flew along these two different displacements. Okay, and it's asking what's the vector for the entire. Sorry, not vector. What is the displacement? I don't know why that says vector there. What is the displacement? Okay, for the entire trip. Right, that's what we're looking for there. Does it say vector on here?
No.
Okay, it actually says displacement. Okay. What is the displacement vector? Okay, so what is the displacement? Both magnitude. It just said, okay, so change it to displacement. I'm looking for both the magnitude and the direction of the displacement for that question. Okay, 9 and 10 are both boat questions, like we looked at last week. Okay, so you've got vectors where you're going, across the river or down the river or whatever. Okay, finding out how far downstream or what angle you're going at or whatever. Okay, both of them are boat questions. Show your work. Okay. Any questions on the assignment itself? Okay. If you have questions while you're working on it, understand that I can help lead you a little bit, but this is coming in for marks. It's me assessing what you know, not what I know. Okay? So make sure that, if you come up, don't be hurt if I'm a bit cryptic in my answers. Okay? Because I can't tell you how to do it. You need to show me how well you know how to do it. All right? Yes, Ken. All right, you got the rest of the class to work on it. That's over an hour. So, no, you don't need a statement answer for every question, but if you could, somehow make your answer more visible. Okay, so if you got a whole bunch of work, right, like so, and then this is your final answer, put a square around it or circle it or something, because when I mark, if I can start at the end, that's faster, okay? Because if I see the right answer, then I don't really need to look at a lot of your work. Okay, but if I see the wrong answer, then I know where you ended and I can work backwards. It's actually easier to find your marks by working backwards. Okay, so if you can indicate where your answer is, that helps me out a lot. Okay, obviously this is coming in on paper. Okay, you won't be handing this one in through Google Classroom, so keep the sheet. It has your name on it already. Okay, and when you're done, staple everything to that. That's how you're going to hand it in when I decide to do this. Okay, due date is September 23rd. That's a week from today. So it is going to be due on Monday. Okay? Hey, don't leave it till the last minute. Get it done this week. Not Sunday night at 11. Yeah. Okay.